Alright, new day, new alien race. Not alien race, not the right, that's not quite the right thing, but you know what I mean. New surprising culture and settlement and shit that is going down all at once. This is I think I'm not a busy setting. Everyone's having a crisis at the same time, and every settlement is itself sort of an existential horror in its own right, between these people and the drone people and the nanomachines that are going to consume all of reality, and you know. Suddenly the people that just had like body mods and like to work on machines were like surprisingly a tame start. They got like a bunch of torches, I suppose, propped up around here. Multicolored grasses that give off the impression of being mold. Revered. Haweo. Talia. Brandstatter David. I'm guessing these are more Patreons, or more Kickstarters, basically. Rhett, Showtime. Some of these are more immersive than others, because some of them are like, oh, it's a name, Rhett. Then the other ones are like a clear, wacky username. Look at these cool stairs. This is a really cool location. The question is there anything here? These are all memorials. Oh, those are skulls. I see it now. I saw a strange glowing orb on top of each one, but couldn't quite tell what I was looking at. Look at this massive, ornate, beautiful memorial to Ryan, the Stooge. His skull polished and shiny. Dr. Jennifer Ortiz. Mom cat. What a cool location. I just wish it was related to something. I suppose each time you see one of these, you get to see what each region's approach is to dealing with the dead. Like, this culture deals with these parasite people, these symbiotes, and then their end result is to take the skull out and put it on a pedestal. I'm not sure what they do with the symbiote. I want to review where that guy was telling me to go. You speak to the Grandma in the hatchery. Only you may enter. Oh right, the front door down here. Yeah, the place that was guarded. Oh. This is where the symbiotic creatures are. I'd be a bit concerned, by the way. There's the obvious problem of just being like surrounded by lava and how that's just really hot, and so you just would like maybe stop functioning as a human being pretty quickly. But look at this right here. That's smoke. There's some really nasty shit in a volcanic area. You kind of, there's so many different reasons you don't want to be breathing around here that can cause lasting, like, permanent damage to your lungs. How does that fit inside of somebody? I don't really want to know, honestly.
You have arrived at a most troublesome time. Oh, our tank requires cleaning, and I am indeed of a devoting. Speak quickly, human, lest I instruct my caretakers to laser the limbs from your torso.
Oh. They seemed all like whiny and woe is me. Like, oh, I'm in need of a delousing. You've come at a bad time. Like it's like almost like it was embarrassed. But then it's like, I'm gonna laser all the limbs off your torso. I was like, oh, okay, that escalated a bit.
Grandma, I am a friend to the Flay.
Yes, good. Your words flatter me, human. I assume I told all the legends and explained our situation to you.
Foul brood. Yeah, I understand that you're stuck here.
Atom was a fine play. They made it all the way to Vesta before they vanished from our screen. The Flay are vastly technologically superior to all around us. This should keep the dawn of the Flay. Oh, but the foul brood keeps us from expanding to the edge of the flag and beyond. Did Atom give you the location of the boss of Chiron?
This feels like another parallel thing to what I just came from. We have a dangerous advanced group that could spread unchecked if whatever's holding them back, the genophage basically, if it stopped working, they could just spread and take over everything, which I don't know if I want that to happen because they're terrifying symbiote people with worms living in them. Maybe they should stay over here and have a nice home over here. Frankly, if everybody had like a little thing like just stopped their colonialism a little bit as to curb each group, and that might be just a good situation for everyone. Let everyone just kind of grow in their own different corner, you know, maybe visit and whatnot, but don't like just fucking conquer everyone the moment you have an edge.
The boss of Chiron. Yeah, I know some of those words.
The great boss civilization for the warden of Chiron. The cure to the foul brood has to be in boss.
Any idea what the cure looks like?
How would I know that? Our research indicated the bars had encountered a similar infrasonic waveform. It matches the foul brood vibration patterns. The antidote to our misery lies with the boss.
What are you? Where did the Flay come from?
I am the first of this apiary. I hatched an age ago from a golden egg. A young mongrel boy found me. At first, he kept me in a tank. I escaped, and while he slept, I was delivered into his ear.
What happened to him?
He became the first Flay host. The host must be a child. Their brains are soft. Their spines malleable. Their skulls are not yet knit together, allowing the Flay to extend through the soft flesh. We are always in need of more hosts. The mongrels are resistant to our domination, but once we are cured, we shall reap their newest crop of hosts.
But only if you're cured first.
We will give you access to our database. I have enabled the terminal will provide you with access to the collective knowledge of this world. Scan the item and it will cross-reference the data against the vast trove of Flay intelligence. Pursue your own research, but never forget our plight.
Thank you, Grandma.
Our protagonist is so goddamn diplomatic while being faced with these horror monster situations. So they were the first hatchling and the first host, apparently. But I guess their host died, but they're still alive in worm form somehow, which I didn't know that was an option. I thought they would die together because they were inseparable, but that seems to be not entirely true. But yeah, as you kind of would inherently leap to, you get this big vibe that the worms are getting the better part of this deal, and this is not necessarily like a mutually beneficial symbiosis of some group of people that just really dig these worm creatures or whatever. It's like they seem to be indoctrinated from a young age and taken over forcefully, and then like these symbiotic host bodies are then just like continually enforcing this cycle. Like the people in power are betraying those that are newborn and can't make the choice for themselves. So it's a bad situation. I like how they're just talking about their evil plan, basically, to take over all of the children out there in the world. They just need some help. Like, I'll give you access to my database, and like they're just like really casually talking about like the stuff I'm gonna do to help them. But like, no. Definitely not. The structure emanates waves of heat. Like, I'm definitely gonna try to figure out how to screw you all over. Which in this case largely involves just not helping you would really do that. Blasting cap. Just stick this bomb in there and we're good. I don't think I currently have anything to put in here. There's the hatchery. I bet this is where you jam your virus if you have like a poison thing to deal with them.
Science fiction shit right here.
You're saying that now. We've been here for like a dozen hours, I think. Like, you've had time to say that. Now we're just in a volcano. Oh, this is distressing. It also might be where you put the cure, if you get it. Which, once again, we have a faction where helping them seems like a hilariously bad idea. Electricity surges through the generator. A muscular flay sentry stands guard, the worm attached to him is twitching intermittently. What if we find out that going out past the foul brood actually frees the host of their worm? What if the guy we saw at the bar is recovering? I definitely need to check with that guy. Like, maybe he'll talk to me now that I have context. It's like how there was the Caicus, and then you had one Caicus character, or two Caicus characters that were outside of the Caicus area. And at first you're just like, that guy's freaky. But then you go back and you have larger context about what's going on, and you're like, oh. Okay. Suddenly I know what I'm looking at here. The lithe black worm twists gently atop the flay scientist's head. It's hot as hell in here. Yeah, I'd expect so. Maybe we'll find out. What if it's not even the foul brood? What if they just can't escape an area that's so hot? Like they have to stay here. It's like the inverse of the other nightmare group, which has to stay in the cold. Newly hatched worms squirm and convulse in a tank of fluid. That correction wasn't really worth saying, because it was a synonym. Bee-like robotic creatures tend to the tanks. A wriggling mass of larvae occupies the tank. So even without hosts, they also have drones.
What's through here?
To sort of keep them going. At least I can't be a host, because I'm an adult. Apparently they need to be children. So I'm safe as a target. I'm also safe because they think that I'm gonna work with them to help them, which is also the reason why the nanomachine guys in the south didn't kill me, is they think that I'm gonna be the one that saves them and heals the divide. If they kill me, then they're back to being powerless to solve their problem. So I can use that goodwill in both cases to potentially sabotage them, or at least get what I want, and then leave. The hatchery sits dry and empty, a thin layer of algae coating the bottom. This one is giving off "I have an item here" vibes.
There's a dead one here.
A dead bristleworm. Segmented worm smells like an old sock. It's definitely very dead. How off-putting and distressing. Am I supposed to put that in the thing that reanimates the dead? Yep. Wondering when that was going to come up, this strange item. The worm swims gracefully, dancing to death's song. That's fucking horrifying. Alright, I've had that item for a while. Didn't know when it was going to come up. Still not entirely sure why I did that, though. I just saw a lock and a key, and I'm like, hey, these match. What could go wrong? Maybe I jammed the dead one that's moving into the receptacle, and then it, like, fucks everything somehow. I don't know. The ornate steel and brass of the bridge radiates heat in the sweltering air. Even the plants look like they're on fire here. I'm shocked that there are plants this close to the lava, but I guess they've specialized a bit. Look at this lava spout. A jet of magma shoots from the volcanic rock. Well, this is all incredibly off-putting. Hello, my friends. Let's go to Vesta. See if I can talk to the guy who escaped. I'm wondering if I'm right. If I remember correctly, it was the cantina in Witherberg. He was like standing in the bottom corner. I'm curious to see if he's had a change of heart about that whole area. What if he's horrified about what he's become? It could be like the warship. Oh yeah, just in case we forgot how bad things were before the last few settlements got increasingly horrifying. I do have to remind myself of the terrifying immortality seekers that flay the flesh off of people and so on. I gotta remember that shit. Things keep getting increasingly distressing, so I kind of forgot about how right off the bat things were pretty freaky. Because we were here and there was like the chill dude that helped me with stuff, and I was like, oh, he seems alright. He's a little terrifying looking, but you know. But then I went inside this building and then up into the attic, and we had Mrs. Splitface, and we learned about that group. But yeah, what if the guy I met, who was this guy's brother, Mr. No Eye, oh, he's gone now. He plucked out his other eye. What if that guy's brother is an example of how this guy's gonna act now?
Hey, good looking. Can I buy you a drink? Oh no, can you buy me a drink? I'll yeah.
Atum, the Grand Boss sent me.
What the fuck?
We don't have much time. This host has regained control.
This host has regained control. They're not they're not very symbiotic. They're parasites that take over the body and steal their humanity from them and their life from them at a young childhood age. So poor Adam here was infiltrated as a child and is getting like the briefest chance to survive. There's apparently blood coming off the tentacles and whatnot. They're worried about what happens to these people when they go out in the world, but what really happens is their connection weakens. There's like they're saying we don't have much time. This coast is gaining control in like a conspiratorial way. Like I'm on the side of the worm, which I mean it's helpful that they think that, but I'm not.
The host is rejecting you. How is that possible?
The house must obey the bristle worm. This is ordained by the grandma itself.
What happened?
I have grown weak since I left home. I pushed this house too far. The mobility seat has sustained our journey on foot. His muscles have withered. His feet are bloody. His skin is raw. We traveled too far. We visited the ruins of Toucan. Saw the piles of bones at Blue Mountain. Even now, my host fights me. Alcohol diminishes his ability to resist. I brought him to this tavern and kept him intoxicated. It is the only way I can stay alive. I was so close to finishing this assignment, to discovering a cure.
How are you going to finish your quest? Do you know how to cure the foul brood?
Yes, the Grandmore requires the boss weapon. We can use it to destroy the mongrel's slingshot. The slingshot is old technology. Its vibrations are the source of the foul brood. The road to pass is dangerous and very long. The warden in Kirin has been disconnected, but I have found a way to add it back to the network. I have found a nexus.
What's a nexus? What does it have to do with the wardens?
A nexus controls the entry and exit points of a warden. Using a warden, you will be able to instantly travel to the boss homeland in Kirin. I have both the location and the coordinates of the nexus. The hanging nexus is in Sozo. Yes, take it back control. Coordinates are at 1.
I'm gonna be sick. Why are you looking at it?
I mean, the mongrels, as the game keeps putting it, have the right to defend themselves. The symbiotes just want to spread. So when he showed up here, it seems like me being like, what the fuck's this guy? What's going on over here? Is also maybe how everyone else should be reacting. Or is? Because this is not in the norm. I don't have any more gold to turn in. So if I go to, there's another warden destination I can go to is Chiron. Different. I think it's like 3 different characters that pronounce it differently at this point. Apparently the coordinates to this are at Mong. This is all important information about how I can proceed and where I might be able to go in the future. But probably not for the reasons a lot of these people want me to do things. There's the hanging nexus. Let's be careful. I should be concerned. Wow, there's still buildings. I'm a little surprised. Look how tall they are, too. Oh, well, this seems nice. Oh. A little death culty looking over there, though. The area looks nice enough, nature-wise. This bridge is a little spooky looking. Oh, I can only go this way. The swaying bridge is chained together with rusted metal hoops. I clicked over here and it took me this way. I guess this must loop all the way around.
Come on, the bridge is safe.
You say now. Oh, it's a theme park, isn't it? Maybe. I don't know, this gives off, like, scrambled eggs vibes a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe it's a weird death machine. Yeah, that might not be a ride. That thing looks pretty fucking creepy, actually. Reclaimed nature. Aw.
What are you looking at?
This huge, beautiful landscape? What's the deal with these spooky ramps? A curved metal walkway. I think it warped? Like it maybe didn't originally connect this way, but kind of just warped downward over time until it all connected like this. There are a lot of suspended walkways around here. A bridge constructed of wrought iron and wooden planks leads to the hanging nexus. Is this the hanging nexus?
Still active.
An alien-looking structure of black metal suspended by ropes and vines. Enable Nexus Guardian. Oh, that could go real badly. Frayed ropes hold the Nexus precariously in place. I mean, I'm probably fine. So far, nothing's actually come after me in this game. But, like this thing and stuff, like, I look at this place and this place is all off-putting and worrying. And I'm thinking, enabling the Nexus Guardian could be bad for my safety.
Yeah, that's a long way down.
I might be introducing someone into the like an element into the system that I'm not quite ready for. What a beautiful sight, though. This beautiful desolation.